Hi, this is Billy West, your old pal. And this is Philip J. Fry, 25-year-old pizza delivery boy. And I was sitting here listening to NerdRadio. It's real cool. You don't know anything about radio. Listen to me. I was a radio guy, and I know better than you. Kip, alert the men. I've made it with a woman. On NerdRadio?
It's my favorite part.
I've made it with a woman.
Yeah,
On NerdRadio.
You don't know anything about radio.
It's cool to hear him go into those voices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I think he also does Doug Funny too,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it was fascinating to watch him do it too. His body language changes with the characters that he does. So absolutely fascinating. And he was a nice guy when I forgot who I was talking to.
It's cool that he was nice even after you forgot who the hell he was.
My brain totally spaced on who I was.
Funny.
You, of course, can find our interview with Billy West wherever you get in your podcast. It's part of the Beatpot Studios Network. It's about a couple years back in the archives, but it's worth it. It was a lot of fun. I'm Chuck Bean, host of Nerd Radio, joined by my co-host James and Al Beck for another week of fun Nerd Radio
Those
stuff.
are two different people, James and Elbeck.
James and
Not
Elbeck.
James Elbeck.
James Elbeck.
With my co-host, James Elbeck.
James and Elbeck.
Hello, I'm James Elbeck. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. It's like James Earl Jones,
Yes.
James Beck.
Right. So a study was done from Oxford University that suggested that video games actually benefit your mental health.
Oh, nice.
They
That's some good news.
They focused on a couple of different games and found that people that played more games tended to report greater well-being, mental well-being, casting further doubt on reports that video gaming harms your mental health. They said that it is recommended you get about 4 hours a day
4 hours a day of video gaming?
of video games to stimulate to make sure that your mental health is good.
How do you find 4 hours a day to do that?
I don't
4
know.
hours a day.
But I would love the doctor's note.
It helps. I could say it helps to be unemployed and living in mom's basement, I guess.
Well, yeah, that definitely helps because I'm like, I can barely scrape away an hour a day.
Yeah.
I feel like that actually makes some sense to me, like especially in a 2020 when everything that's going on out in the outside world is so stressful that it can be cathartic and you can escape from reality and live this other life by way of a video game. And you're actually more in it than say watching a movie or reading a book,
Right.
Because like you're controlling the guy, so it does make some sense to me.
I will say my mood does shift if I don't get some gaming time in
Really?
during
You get grouchy?
God, that could explain so much about me.
I get pretty grouchy
Instead
if I
of
don't.
hangry, he's like game-gree.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that sounds he's close to gangrene.
Yeah, he's gangrenous.
Oh no,
Gangrenous.
Chuck's gangrene again. He has a game.
Is that what that smell is?
He gets an odor too. He turns into like how they depict bad things in like medical commercials.
Oh yeah.
Chuck's he's gangry again. He has a game.
There's this
He's
little
this
like
green blob that smells.
cloud that's just like.
Give me more Transformers games. I'm going to annoy you.
I love the angry pigpen cloud that's following you around.
Don't smell
There's
that cloud.
there is one caveat to this. They said they focused on people that were playing Animal Crossing and Plants vs. Zombies
I don't know how those games.
in this particular study. So you can't just, I guess, go play Call of Duty or Fortnite and apparently.
What was the
increase your
second
mental
one?
health. Plants vs. Zombies.
I don't know anything about that one.
That's like a.
It's
I don't
like
know how to. It's almost like chess, but instead of chess pieces, you have different plants that you plant to take out zombies.
Yeah.
right.
It's a puzzle game because there's different. The plants will have different frequencies of shooting seed pods at the zombies that are coming across the screen, and you obviously want the zombies to not get all the way from the right to the left of the screen. It's a fun game.
I don't know how that would translate to the study though.
Get it on your phone and don't play it like you didn't play all those Final Fantasies you got.
There you go.
That I can do.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a piece of homework. And the funny thing is, still won't do it. I'll still fail you. But the funny thing is about like the Animal Crossing thing, because we talked about this on the morning show, and James, if you want to share what you...
Yeah, I said if I have to play Animal Crossing for 4 hours a day for better mental health, I'm going to blow my brains out because I got to pay a raccoon bells to pay for my mortgage. I already live real life where I have to earn money. I have to earn bells here in this building to pay the raccoon, who is the bank that technically owns the house that I reside in. I don't want to virtually do that. I already do that enough in real life. Like, if I want to play like a game that it's a fantasy time, dude, I want to be like a pimp banging chicks and like making bank. That's why I'm playing Grand Theft Auto, or I want to kill people. Call of Duty.
Someone get James a copy of Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah, like that to me would be a relaxing 4 hours, just trying to score with chicks, but still getting shut down. Well, actually, no, because then I'm getting shut down again. It's too much like real life. So I need one where I'm shooting my shot with chicks, and sometimes it works.
Right.
My one counter argument, because it makes sense, your issue with that. My one counter argument is like I always thought it was kind of when I would play like The Sims or something, which was always like a guilty pleasure. I'd go through these little phases where I play The Sims.
That's absolutely kind of a relaxing game.
Right. And to me, the thing that was kind of relaxing about that and appealing to it was...
So when you got the babe in the neighborhood naked in your hot tub?
In a way, yes.
I was right.
Well, no, like not directly, but like the fact that like it's a tough road coming up in radio. We'll know that struggle.
Yeah.
I could go and play this game and be like, my God, I read this book and I got a raise. I just bought a car. I just got a naked chick in the hot tub. Like my life was succeeding in The Sims. And like it was kind of nice to see and now I'm moving into the big house and whatever. And so that's my counter argument to the Animal Crossing thing, because you're paying down a mortgage, but you're actually paying it down.
It's happening in a shorter time span, which makes you feel much more accomplished.
But you're still living that fantasy of finally getting the home remodel done.
Right. And it's taking 30 hours instead of 30 years.
I can see
So to me, that's the counter, because I completely see where you're coming from. That's just my counter argument.
I never took that perspective.
Yeah, because I honestly felt like that about The Sims. Like, I can be an athlete, and then all I gotta do is take him to the sim gym every so often, and now I'm advancing, and I'm a goddamn superstar.
Al has just sold me in 2 games that I'm going to play next time I'm depressed: Animal Crossing and The Sims.
Well, I wanted to ask you guys.
It's all about the hot tub, James. It's all about that hot tub.
I was going to ask you guys: was there ever a game that you would play specifically to chill out and calm down, as opposed to because when I originally got the Nintendo Entertainment System back in the day, and I was a kid, I would rage out pretty hard, and I bought Bubble Bobble for that
one.
And that was my chill out game.
Really?
Because there was 99. It was like an arcade game. There's 99 levels. I never saw the end of it, but it had real fun music and little dinosaurs, and I was just.
Yeah, for me, anytime I play games, I don't know that I was ever chill. Like, at some point, I was always going to rage because I knew I was going to die or things would happen. But there would be times where I'd play, like, Grand Theft Auto, either 2 or 3, and I would just drive around with the ice cream truck, or I'd do dumb little side missions that, who cares?
Yeah.
I would do stuff like that. But I never had any specific game that I'm like, you know what? It's time to relax.
Yeah, I mean, you got the taxi theme, so
Oh yeah, well we don't all have that. I have in the past been stressed out, needed to clear my head, so I pulled out my PlayStation and took a ride on a Red Dead Redemption horse.
Yeah,
through the desert.
Just ride through the desert.
Just rode through slowly, built a camp.
Was it on a horse with no name?
Yes, it was. It was the older Red Dead, so there were no names of the horses.
Right.
Wow. I'm just trying to make a joke about an old song.
I know, but
riding through the desert on a horse with no name.
I've done that.
Trying to clear my head before I'm going insane. I'm writing now a song right now. Write these lyrics
Yeah, I was
down.
gonna say I thought the next line was "It felt good to get out of the rain," but I don't remember the song very well either.
Well, the whole podcast come to a screeching halt.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I totally botched it.
But no, I have done that. And Red Dead was my release game for a while.
Well, something I do remember.
It was before the horse balls.
Fairly.
Makes it more stressful.
The horse balls stress you out.
One's
hanging lower than the other. Why? Why?
They're very intimidating. They make you feel insecure.
Look
at those video game horse balls.
Those are big old balls on that horse.
Like you feel like less of a man.
I thought my balls were big.
Anyway, Chuck, how was your weekend?
Yeah, how was your weekend? Chuck, what'd you do this weekend?
What did I do?
Well, that's enough time.
Fucking nothing.
Oh man.
Because my power went out Sunday 5 minutes before I was going to play Rock Band.
And that's all the time we have for this week's episode.
I wonder why we didn't ask Chuck how his weekend was. And your power's back on, though, now, right?
I just got a text while we were recording that my power's been fixed.
Oh, nice.
So I'm looking forward to actually
no
having
longer
heat.
walking through the apartment with the candle.
Yeah. No, I had
using your cell phone.
I had the Bray Wyatt lantern. I've been walking around for 4 days through the apartment with the Bray Wyatt lantern.
Any ghosts in here?
Let me tell you, playing Phasmophobia the last couple of weekends has not made that experience pleasant. Walking around with a freaking
fool.
yeah.
You fool! Now you know I avoid scary games.
I tell you
told
what,
you for years, don't play scary games.
the
It's just
more I
scary.
play it, the less scary it becomes. But then every now and again, I'll get
Yeah, the game becomes less scary, but you know what becomes more scary?
Real life.
Reality
real life.
I'm terrified now. I can't go to the bathroom without a nightlight.
Yeah.
The Phasmo ghost might get me. It comes through the toilet.
Oh,
No,
God.
you know what I did? I picked up Fuser last weekend.
Okay.
Which is the new harmonics game I was telling you guys about. It's kind of drop mix, but on the Nintendo Switch. The first thing I discovered is that there was not a physical release for it because I went to 2 different GameStops and they did not have copies of it. You can only
download only.
You can only download it.
I did the same thing with PUBG though.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta go to the store and get PUBG, and then I get it. I'm like, it's an empty box with
With
the
a
code.
download
I
code.
could have just downloaded
No, I
this
didn't
son of a bitch. I waited 3 days to go to Best Buy.
I didn't even get that, man. They were just like, nope, they didn't make copies of it. You got to pull it off the eStore.
You know what,
Oh,
though?
all
I
right.
think the James one is worse because you've got the physical copy.
You've got a
You
box.
think.
Yeah. I got home. It was like, it's an empty box. And then I read on the package, it's like, there's no disc in this box.
All you do
Right.
was murder a tree for nothing.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
But
There's
yeah,
a box.
I streamed it on Saturday, and weirdly enough, usually when I stream Rock Band, Twitch will blank out some of the audio because it's just it's songs, it's
Oh yeah,
copywritten
DMCA
stuff.
strikes too.
Something about Fuser because you're putting a bunch of songs, you're stacking them on top of each other, mashing them together. None of it got blanked.
Oh, you're like scrambling the Twitch box or whatever. They're
I
like,
just
we
checked-
can't tell. It sounds like Miley Cyrus, but it also sounds like Slayer. We can't tell the difference.
I just
Oh my
checked.
God.
I checked it 3 days later, and it was all still there. I'm like, oh, that's fun.
Miley Cyrus?
Miley
there you go.
Cyrus.
Hey, he mixed the song together. I don't know.
Right. But yeah, it's
I hope that's the game, right? It's the
yeah,
mashup
it's
game.
a
Okay.
DJ mashup game. You essentially have 4 turntables to put down like the vocals, the guitar, the bass, or the drums of a whole bunch of songs. Rage Against the Machine's "Killing in the Name of" is in there. "Bust a Move" by Young MC. You can mash that up with X Gonna Give It to
Killing
You.
in the bust a move.
Yep.
Killing in the bust a move.
And the thing that actually makes it really fun is that you can, in drop mix, every slot was for a specific instrument. Like there was a drum slot. So whatever card you put in there, it would take the drums from that song and put it in there. In this particular game, you can actually take the drums and drop it in the vocal slot, and you can drop them in any of the 4 slots. So
Okay.
you can literally in the middle of your mix just have all vocals running, which is a nightmare and
Wow.
hilarious.
It sounds like a headache.
Yeah, like I had DMX, Dolly Parton, Rage Against the Machine, and what is it, Ghost and Stuff by that techno artist, all running just vocals at the same time.
That's funny.
And some of the stuff it mixes really well, and you wouldn't think it would. And
Sounds
then
like
some of
an abomination of audio.
it can
It
be.
really does, yeah.
Yeah, but there's a multiplayer component that I haven't gotten to try out yet
Because
because
you find somebody else has bought the game.
well, I need online, which means I need
Oh, that's
power,
true.
so I
Yeah.
can't. I haven't been able to go online.
Well, how
with
about you
it.
playing the game without the power to begin with?
I've been charging my Switch here when I'm on the air at night. I've
okay.
been bringing my Switch in and just like plugging it into the wall and charging it up.
Do what you got to do to survive, man.
Yeah,
We're in survival mode now.
yeah. But it's good. I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to streaming it more. And one more thing I wanted to bring up because it is fairly timely is November 17th, 1992. According to this article on CBR.
Remember, the 17th of November.
It was this particular week, I believe it was Tuesday of this week, and it according to this article on CBR, it distilled the 90s comic boom perfectly with the things that came out in that particular week.
Okay.
So I'm going to name a couple of comics, and I want to see if you guys remember the comics.
No.
Possibly own the comic. The very first one, probably the most famous one that came out that week was The Death of Superman.
Oh, yeah.
It was
yeah.
November 17th, 1992 with the black poly bag and all the stuff in it.
I remember, but I don't own.
Yeah. Another book that came out from Valiant Press was the first issue of Bloodshot, and it had a one of those shiny holographic covers on it. You can pick that up out of dollar bins. It was a chromium cover.
This was 92, right?
Yeah,
I bet you I was perusing the magazine rack, so I've probably seen a lot of these.
yeah.
Because I was always like, wow, I don't know anything about this comic, but I love the artwork.
But it looks really
and
neat.
It looks cool, yeah.
Yeah, Doom 2099 #1 came out. Also had a chromium cover. Also, the end of the Executioner song X-Men crossover, which was the one that was polybagged with the trading cards in it. That was between X-Force, X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, and X-Factor. The last issues of that came out. Also, the third Robin miniseries, the second issue of that came out, and that had the cover had that stuff that if you moved it, the picture changed. I can't remember what that lenticular. It had a lenticular cover, like the Tool album Inema has got a lenticular cover on it.
Oh yeah, and you know what you can do with some of those pages in there? Make it look like a guy's going down on himself.
That's true. Yeah, by moving it back and forth.
Yep.
So yeah, a lot of gimmick covers were released in at this particular time in 1992, and I thought it was fascinating that they all hit on the same Wednesday.
Yeah, it is wild.
I wanted to bring that up.
On this day in comic book history.
Right. Last thing I wanted to bring up, a story I saw a couple of weeks ago, is that the Toy Hall of Fame has made its inductions for 2020. And I wanted to get your guys' take on their inductions and see if there's what we would induct in a Nerd Radio Toy Hall of Fame. They inducted Jenga, the game, Sidewalk Chalk.
That's not even a toy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's a craft.
That's
a craft item. Yeah.
And Baby Nancy.
Well, Baby Nancy makes sense, especially this year.
Yep.
I believe Baby Nancy was like the first African-American baby doll.
Yeah, they were chosen from a field of 12 finalists that included Light Bright, Risk, Sorry, Yahtzee, My Little Pony, Masters of the Universe, and Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi.
Those were all up for grabs.
So will one day Xbox and PlayStations and Nintendos be available for the Toy Hall of Fame? Because if not, I don't think the Tamagotchi should be eligible.
No, I would think video games, like in general, like the Nintendo was a huge deal, and you bought it at a toy store. I would think it would have to,
No, I'm fine with Tamagotchi being on there, but if gaming systems are not included as eligible, then Tamagotchi, get out of here.
Yeah, they
Same
should
with all
be.
those Tiger electronic handhelds.
Yeah, right.
And the watch. I've had the
Game
Mario
&
Watch, Double Dragon Watch.
Yep.
I could see a little bit of a distinction, though, between a gaming console and, say, a Tamagotchi, because it's like a single purpose.
Dude, it's a keychain with a battery in it.
Right.
That's the Tamagotchi. It's a keychain with a battery in it that you got to clean up its crap.
I'm not saying it should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm just saying I see a...
I was getting ready to...
No. I don't think...
I'm serious about my Tamagotchi.
Frankly, it was...
we're gonna throw punches
It
here.
was... to me, it was too short-lived and didn't have enough of an impact. Personally, I don't think it would belong in there. But I could see the distinction between that or the little handheld games
It's
we were talking
something
about.
that I feel like if they did like a VH1 edition of toys.
Yeah.
Sure.
You mentioned the Tamagotchi.
Right.
But
yeah.
you don't put it in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, because much like Beanie Babies, it was a huge deal for about 3 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The hottest toy you could have had.
So if we had a Nerd Radio Toy Hall of Fame, something something when you were a kid, a toy that you think was the coolest thing.
The real Ghostbusters headquarters with the pole that's spun around when you put your character's feet on the hook. And
Yeah. That would
goes
be
in there.
your
Yep,
induction to the Nerd Radio Toy Hall of Fame. What about you, Al?
I don't know. You want me to remember my childhood?
Yeah, you had toys. Come on. You know what mine is, Transformers. As a whole, like Transformers are great.
G.I. Joes were huge.
G.I. Joes were fantastic, man.
Huge part of growing up. Me and my brother.
Now you guys
I was always Cobra Commander for some reason. I was never
Cobra!
Well,
Cobra!
yeah, I was gonna say when you were younger, your voice was probably high enough to do it, to do the Cobra Commander voice. That's before puberty.
Yeah.
It's before Al's balls dropped.
Now, did you guys have the regular G.I. Joes, the Star Wars sized G.I. Joes, or did you have the big ones?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you try and make them fight each other? You try and figure out a continuity where the big ones.
Oh no, Cobra shot him with an enlargement ray. I'm G.I. Joe.
We weren't that clever.
No. How many G.I. Joes do you lose in the backyard?
Oh, so many. You're always uncovering torsos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many times
Forever.
my dad had to fix some of the G.I. Joes that I had when the rubber band would come,
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
disconnected. And I got all the parts. And, then he needs surgery.
You're also talking to a guy, though, that had a piece of driftwood that slightly resembled the Millennium Falcon. So that was my childhood Millennium Falcon that I played with.
Oh,
You know
that's
what?
charming.
It goes in the Hall of Fame.
The Driftwood Falcon.
The Millennium Driftwood Falcon.
I love it.
That's.
You're
I
like,
wish I was making that up. That's
I'm
going to
give you a tour. It's just a piece of wood. So there it is. Tour is over.
Yep.
We got people in the chat saying the Game Boy deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame. I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The Jay Moore saying Zoids. I remember Zoids.
What are Zoids?
Zoids were bigger in Japan than they were over here, but they were these little motorized
Of course.
robot things.
Jay Moore, he's got that Japanese connection. He's got a Japanese bloodline, so he knows
Yeah.
all those popular Japanese toys.
Yeah, but they were little wind up robots that you would build like a model kit. Somebody Nix Arai in the chat saying TMNT. Yeah, that deserves a. That's what you said. You said the Ghostbusters house. I think just Ghostbusters, the Ghostbusters toys in general.
Yeah, but just trying to be very specific to hopefully you get a couple of chuckles out of you guys. Like, wow, it's a very specific item you wanted to put in there. I'm like, yeah.
Did you have one of them, or did you just always want one?
No, I had one.
I was just impressed because you had a specific toy. I came up with a blanket G.I. Joe's and Driftwood.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, Driftwood's a very unique thing. I don't think people would think to put that in the Hall of Fame, so I'm glad that you brought it up.
Well,
but
I was born in 1922, so
we have the soul of a man born in 1922. But in terms of the Ghostbusters house, yeah, I had one.
Yeah.
But back in the day, I didn't have one, but I had a big cardboard box.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna make my own out of this cardboard box, but I needed help cutting like the main door, like the big red doors that open up, you know,
the big firehouse doors.
Yeah. Well, my mom's like, I'll help you cut the hole in the box when I get out of the shower. I wasn't going to wait for Mom to get out of the shower, so I got an X-Acto knife, and I did it myself, or tried to do it myself. I actually, you can still see the scar on my wrist.
Oh, no.
I ended up,
no.
slicing my wrist open. Like, not in a suicide attempt or a self-harm attempt.
Right.
Then I had to run, and luckily, my little mind was like, wrap it tightly with tape and paper towel. And I did that, and, like, I don't think I was going to bleed out, but I still had to go in and get stitches and stuff.
So you had to tell Mom.
Oh yeah, well that
was one of those things where it's like I'm just gonna wear long sleeve shirts for a week.
Yeah, and like Mom was in the shower. I'm like banging on the door. I'm like, Mom, I cut myself. I'll be out in a minute.
Yeah.
She doesn't. You know, she's trying to take a shower. She's trying to get a break from the kid for a
minute.
Right.
Just 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm talking to Ghostbusters and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Atari. And
I mean, we know James now. Can you imagine how exhausting he was as a child?
Oh my God, I don't know how my parents survived. I'll be honest.
I feel like the word rascal needs to be.
Oh yeah,
right.
Rascal,
but like
the capital R.
Looking back, like as an adult now, looking back in that moment from your mom's perspective, where she's like, "I am more than happy to help you with that. Just wait for 5 minutes so I can shower." And next thing you know, I'm dying.
I'm bleeding to death. Mom, I feel so cold.
Oh no!
I feel so cold, Mom. I need a blanket. No, it wasn't that serious.
I can't take a 5-minute shower without you killing yourself.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry, Mom. I wanted Venkman needed a headquarters. He needed a bed to sleep in. I need a place to park the Ecto 1.
That's fine.
He needs to do science experiments.
That's okay. James turned out okay.
He's all right. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah.
I don't know if you can see in the camera. You probably can't see in the camera.
Take one look at James' Instagram and tell us how it turned out.
There's a scar that my Instagram's got the rest of the scarring.
I had a little like a shelf that you were supposed to put your shoes on in my closet. And I didn't have like the Ninja Turtles sewer playset, but that was their sewer.
Perfect,
like
dude. That'd be a perfect. I can see how that would be a perfect playset.
Yeah, I would park the truck on the bottom level, and then they would have the
party wagon.
Yeah, the party wagon.
I never got the party wagon though.
No,
never got the party wagon. But
Yeah,
I had all the
it.
Ninja Turtles.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this week's Nerd Radio. Thank you guys for stopping by in the chat. Thank you guys for asking me what I did on my weekend. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, before we go, got any plans for this weekend, Chuck?
I don't have anything funny. I'm sorry. I'm so exhausted. I got 2 hours of sleep last night. I haven't showered in days.
He's like, my plans are to have a hot shower in my own home.
Yeah.
And not have to walk around in like 12 layers of clothes.
I actually used the shower here
a couple
nights ago.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad of a shower.
It's a really
I've had to
nice.
use it like 3 times.
It's almost nicer than my shower.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that might become a
It's
ritual.
just always worrisome. I'm like, who's going to walk in on me?
Yeah, well.
I'm like scrubbing my butt. I'm like,
When
who's going to walk in? Someone's going to walk in when I'm scrubbing my butt. But luckily, nobody has.
It's a lot less of a concern when you're working here doing overnights and stuff.
Oh, true. Yeah. Well, then I'd be so scared if I heard just a noise.
Yeah, no, I figured I'd take that chance.
Scrubbing my nuts and I hear a noise. I'm like, who's trying to look at my nuts?
I'd take that chance.
Who's trying to look at my nuts?
I used to joke with the cleaning guy about the ghost in here, and he's like, "There's ghosts in here." I was like, "Well, if there are, then they're cool with me." So I've been fine.
That's good.
All right, find us on social media at Nerd Radio 101, and of course, find us on Checkpoint XP's Twitch stream. Putting this podcast together Wednesday afternoons around 11:30 at twitch.tv/checkpointxp. Thank you all for downloading and listening to the podcast. We'll talk to you next week. It's Nerd Radio. As soon as I hit this production.
Situation here. I mean, after all, you're nerds.
Have a great weekend.
See you later, nerds.
The future's stupid, guys. I'm sorry, but it is.
I have spoken.